This little story that I have, it isn't a reading. It's a story that started in about 1925, 26, 67 years ago, and I was about 15 years old, and right after my father died, and left my mother with 7 children, all younger than I was, and so I had to get out and wrestle a job. I had quit school when I was in the 8th grade, and got out to wrestle a job, and this little old one-horse town that I happened to be in, I heard that the man wanted the boy to work in the sawmill. So I called him on the phone and asked him about a job, and he says, "Yes, I'd like to have you come up and work with me in my sawmill." And he says, "You'll have to wait till." Oh, I said, how am I going to get up there? He says, "You'll have to wait till tomorrow. I'll come down and I'm going to come down and pick up my wife's brother. He's a man from back east. He's a doctor back there, and he's coming out to spend the summer out here with us. And he has asthma or something like that, and he's coming out to see if he can get better." And so I waited till the next day, and I moved down to the bus depot, and there was no train or anything come to that town. It's 100 miles from a railroad, and we go down to the bus depot. And that doctor comes in, and he has a suitcase, and then he has a little black bag with him. And I was curious about that black bag, and I says, "What do you use that black bag for, doctor?" And he says, when I'm back home, he says, I work in the surgical end of the hospital, and he said, I do a lot of operation and things like that. And that's nice. That's nice to know. And it wasn't long until the sawmill man come down with these truck to pick us up. And I rode in the back of the truck all the way. And going up to the sawmill, there's a great big slough coming way from way up the side of the mountain, way down the side of the mountain, and it's all boggy. And so we had to go out around that slough to get up to the mill. And in those days, all the recreation we had was at the sawmill was a baseball team. We had about 12, 14 men there, and they all played. They were on the baseball team, and so this next Saturday, they had a game with a little town off down the ways. We all crawled in that truck Saturday morning and started down to the baseball game, and Charlie, the millman, said, "We'll take the shortcut and we'll cut through the slough." So he started through the slough, and when he got out there, he said, "No," he said, "I better back up and pull the chains on." When he backed up to put the chains on, he shut his motor off, and we all got down off the truck and got out to put the chains on again. We heard a noise back up in the slough a ways, and it was around behind some willows, and it was a squealing noise. we couldn't figure out what it was. And so one of the men that worked at the mill, he says, I'll go out and see what that squealing noise is. And the mill owner had two teenage daughters, and they said, we want to go with you. We want to see what that is too. So they left. And here they come back. When they come back, they find a little pig about this long. And well, he was just about the right size to put in a shoebox. Maybe a shoebox might be a little bit small, not too much. And now they couldn't figure out how that pig was. That pig was stuck in the mud. That's why he was squealing. He couldn't get out of the mud. And so we took him on down to the baseball game, and look, we inquired around there if anybody lost a little pig. No, they haven't lost a little pig. The little girl said, I hope you don't find anybody that owns that little pig. We sure love that little pig. We'd like to take him home. And so we did. Nobody down there knew about it. We had the baseball game and went back home and we inquired to some of the ranchers that lived around close, and they didn't know anything about the little pig. And so that little pig ran around that mill there, and that was the happiest thing to see that little pig. And these girls had a little rat terrier dog, little short-haired rat terrier. The pig would play with it. Chase one around, one another around, on the lumber piles and back around this way. And the little pig ran up on the sawdust pile. They had a blower sucking the sawdust out away from the mill and blowing it up. The pipe and pig ran up there, and there'd be some bark would string off, and slip it down the edge of the pipe, and the little pig would reach up there and try to get that bark. I guess the bark had some sweet stuff, sweet taste to it, because the little pig was all he had to that bark. And the little dog ran up and chased the pig away. Oh, everybody loved that little pig. And he was around there for 3 or 4 weeks, and maybe a month or two, and here come a lumber wagon up to get some. One of the ranchers down below would come up and wanted to get some lumber to build a barn, on his place, and he pulled in there and loaded that wagon up. Got it all loaded in just about noon. Why, he was just ready to leave, and the boss says, "Oh, you just about come in and have dinner for us. We've all quit for dinner. You just about come in and have dinner for us." So when he stopped and tied his horse, he had his horses all hooked up, and he tied them to the fence there by the cook shack, and we were all in there eating dinner, and this man had the lumber. He decided he was going to leave. He was going to hurry because he wanted to go up around the slough so he wouldn't have to. So he could get home before dark. So he went out, and of course, when we went in to eat dinner, when the little pig followed us around, every meal time it followed us up to the cook shack, somebody would always bring something out for this little pig to eat. And so the little pig come up to the cook shack, and it was a nice sunny day in October, and this little pig laid down under the front wheel, or by the front wheel on a lumber wagon, and smoothed out a place on the ground there, and laid down in it, kind of stretched out the front feet up this way, and the hind feet down this. And then lumber, that man, after the lumber wagon, he took off, and he says, "I'm going to go so I can go up around the slough and get home in time." And so he went and untied his horse and jumped up on the wagon and turned his horse to take off, and the little pig squealed really loud. Everybody jumped up and went out there, and the hind wheel, the front wheel of the wagon run over the little pig, and cut and mashed its two hind feet, and kind of cut its skin loose on its hind legs, and the doctor happened to have a doctor there real handy, and running out there, and don't worry about the little pig. I think I can take care of it. So he did. He did this. Well, it went on for about a week before he done anything. But the little pig was pulling itself around, sliding its rear end around, and was wanting to play, but couldn't play anymore very good. And so he says, I'll fix that. So he put the little pig to sleep and sewed the skin up over his hind legs, and the pig got well, and he had two little stoops sticking down on his hind legs, and the little pig tried to play with those and drag himself around, but it wasn't doing too good. The doctor said, I can fix that too. So he went out in the shop, he took a board out there, and he bored two holes in it, one about this far apart and about this far apart, and he bored on the right side, so that set up over those two stubs on the back of the little pig, and he was happy that he could get around, and finally he made a harness, fastened it on the little pig so the little pig could really get around and play. And finally one day the little pig came up missing. And we looked all over for that little pig. Next day we looked all over for it. We went on for a week and we looked all over for it. Finally one afternoon the boss shut the mill down. He says, let's go see if we can find that little pig. We may not be able to find the little pig. If a coyote or something got the little pig, well, we can find the wheels anyway. So we looked all over and we couldn't find the wheels even. And so I went on for three or four months, 3 or 4 weeks and a month and a half. And one time a man was firing the boiler on the mill, while he was looking up, and there was a trail went up along the hill there, up on the other side of the mill and the other side of the cook shack, and he was looking up there, he was pointing up that trail. Hey, look at the trail! And the sawyer looked up there. Man reached over to his whistle, blew his whistle twice. Everybody looked at him. He said, look up there. There comes Trixie, our little pig. And it's got 6 little pigs that follow on it, and every one of those little pigs that got wheels on them.
Thank you, Brother Allen. I think as you tell that story about squealing pigs in the mud, I think every mother in here knows what that feels like. They got the little children.